Congratulations, both of you, on the film. I actually got to see it twice. I saw it when it played at Tribeca last year, or played in my living room, and then I watched it again last night, and such a great film. Yeah. And Sasha, maybe starting with you, it's your first film. Could you tell me a little bit about what your acting experience was before you were cast in Cowboys?
Well, it is my first film, so there wasn't really much before Cowboys. I actually was doing only voiceover before Cowboys, but the character was trans, so my mom let me audition for it, and it was just so fun, and I love the script, and then I ended up booking it.
Great. Well, congratulations. And you won an award at Outfest too for it. Yeah. And I love the on-screen relationship, the kind of father-son on-screen relationship between you two. Did you get a chance to like hang out at all before you started to work on the movie?
All the time. There was like 2 weeks. We both went there 2 weeks earlier. And then whenever we weren't shooting, we were like hanging out.
Oh, Steve, I think you're muted.
Oh yeah, because I coughed. Yeah, it was really cool. We hung out. Those 2 weeks were really valuable, and it wasn't a long shoot, but I thought that was important. So we hung out. We did the horseback riding. It was like easy. We got that down right away, and then we just hung out, and we rehearsed, and we hung, and we ate breakfast, lunch, and dinners, and I gotta say, like, Sasha's an old soul, and I preferred hanging out with Sasha as much as anyone else. And we had the same energy, and I don't know, we had a great time. And we had even more fun when we were shooting because we were out in the woods and by rivers, and we were tight.
And had you been horse riding before, Sasha? What was that like to do for the movie?
Yes, I used to do like horseback riding camps and lessons and stuff. So it like I knew how to horseback ride, but it was my first time riding with another person. So.
Sasha has no fear. That's the truth. There's like no fear. I'm not. I mean, the first time you came running up and jump on the back of this horse, it was like a little monkey. Like, whoa, gone.
And Sasha, Steve was saying you're an old soul, which I think is a compliment as a child, young person. I used to get that called that sometimes when I was a child. And as this journey goes on, as they get sort of closer to Canada, it feels a bit like Joe is kind of the grown up sometimes, doesn't it? What did you think that as well?
Yeah, definitely in places Joe has to like step up and be like the adult. Like especially in like one particular scene, Joe is like affirming and being the adult.
Yes. And one of my favorite scenes in the movie is in the truck, when you're both sitting in the truck and Joe says, I don't want to wear dresses anymore, tells his dad that. And what was that like for each of you to shoot? Because it's a really great scene, I think.
It was fun. Like, we were sitting in the car. We didn't actually drive around or anything. We just sat in the car the entire time. We sat in the car for like 2 hours and just did the scene.
And
before the scene, I was running around the parking lot.
And was that kind of to get you ready to do it because Joe's a bit anxious in the scene, or was that just for fun?
Probably both.
Yeah. No, I love that scene too, and I love how Troy kind of reacts, which is great. Okay, and is more concerned than anything, and I thought that was beautiful. And when we shot it, I remember it was getting really late. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they were, I mean, we had literally like a half hour to shoot that scene. And I kept saying, this is an important scene. We can't just do this. I mean, we can't just, and yet we did. And it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations, both of you. And I've spent, like a lot of people have, I've spent a lot of time just sitting in my apartment in New York over this last nearly year. So I think the countryside has had even more of an impact on me. It's so beautiful, the mountains and the rivers and everything. What was it like getting to spend time out there? Because quite a lot of your scenes are shot in the kind of great outdoors, aren't they? What did you enjoy about that?
I'll go first then. It was awesome because we shot in Glacier. It was so pretty. It was so much fun, especially the scene where we got to go in the water. That was fun. But everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was like,
Yeah, they're freaking out. Yeah, but we were cool with it. It was a little chilly, but it's like glacier water.
so obviously it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of movies. You know, when you get to an opportunity to go up and shoot in a national park. I mean, it just makes your job so much easier. I mean, you know, it's hard to lie when you're in the shadow of a mountain.
And Sasha, when you were getting ready to be in the film, did anyone ask you about you know, if it felt like true to you, the screenplay and the story? Like something that you could relate to yourself?
Yeah, definitely, because like Joe's trans and I'm trans. Also, I didn't grow up there, but I lived in a small town in Colorado for 4 years, and Joe grew up in Montana, so we definitely have that in common. Um, yes, I do relate to Joe. I don't know if anybody's been like, "Oh, you seem like Joe," though, because I'm not really Joe, but like I'm kind of like the exact opposite of Joe, and then like kind of like Joe because like we kind of have the same personality, except there's like I'm really really energetic. Joe's not, so that is kind of different.
And has the experience of making this film made you want to do more movies after this one?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Did you acting together? Did either of you take anything away from each other in terms of acting? You might have both learned something from each other. I don't know.
Well, I definitely learned a lot from Steve. Like he was very helpful. Thanks, Steve.
Was there any sort of specific advice or anything like that, or was it just getting to watch him in action, really?
He helped me with coverage because that I'm not good at like turning to the camera, so he helped me with that a lot.
What does that mean? The coverage? Maybe
it's like if I was turning here and the camera's here, like my face needs to be out to the camera. So Steve helped me like okay, you guys stay here, and then like the coverage will.
Yeah, little technical things. You know, no one teaches you that stuff. You just learn it on the fly. And it's always good to have somebody around to kind of like tell you how to hit your mark.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot from Sasha. I mean, the great thing is, you know, you got this youth and this young soul, and Sasha's listens, unlike most kids. There's a true listening interaction going. It's very simple to say, but it's very hard to do that. You only do that when you really know your material and you're really comfortable in this skin that you're in, and so you know, it's nice and refreshing to see that kind of youthful, just kind of non-tarnished thing, and it's great.
Yeah, and listening is something that's a very important acting skill, I think, isn't it? Perhaps that people don't know too much about acting wouldn't think about, maybe.
Yeah, no, it's the most important.
And maybe just finally, what was the sort of most fun scene to shoot, or the most fun day on set, would you say, Sasha?
Oh, I know. For some reason, I really like the scene. Well, either the scene where I got to go in the glacier water, or the scene where the scene at the Western shop.
What's the last scene that they mentioned?
like either the one at the glacier or the one at like the western
Store.
yeah,
The
the
boot
west
store.
store. That was really fun.
Was that with all the cowboy boots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get yourself a pair of cowboy boots in there?
Actually did get a pair of cowboy boots from there, and I wore them the entire shoot after I got them. Like I wore them every single day. And I still wear them.
You wore them all the time. You get a hat. You get.
And how about for you, Steve, in terms of like something you really enjoyed shooting on the movie?
I enjoy scenes that are like us riding horseback. You don't see the cameras, and it's us just interacting, calm, not being chased. Those were beautiful to me. Those are fun.
Yeah.
It's like it represents what I thought a movie was like when I was a kid. You know, usually you see so much going on, and we had so many opportunities where they just rolled and we rode horse. You know, those were fun.
That's great. Well, Steve, Sasha, thanks very much for talking to me today, and congratulations again on the movie.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.